Okay, it's your boy Brackman here. I'm here talking about a bow build that was inspired by my good friend on YouTube, EJE TV. And EJE was making a lacquered bow build based off the only legendary bow in the game. The lacquered bow has a couple faults. Maybe I'll say two faults. Fault number one, you cannot change any of the runes because it's a legendary. So what you get is what you got to work with, which is a positive too, because you kind of have to work with it. And the other negative, the perks, the enchantments that come with the bow, they are increased damage, which is always a good thing. Always want to get damage increased. But one of the things about the damage increase on this weapon, they do not stack. So when you do cold damage, fire damage is increased. And the minute you do fire damage, cold damage is increased. So you have to toggle back and forth. So this makes, the lacquered bow makes it hard to be a very good main hand bow. I know this because I also have a bow build for every bow in the game. And two, EJE, when he made his bow build, he used a different spear, which did not scale exactly with what the lacquered bow scales with. Lacquered bow is pure dex, so you should have a pure dex weapon. Since he wanted to keep the theme of his spear, I said, hey, why not keep the spear theme going on? Problem number one, the only spear that scales with the lacquered bow is the needle spear. So that's one problem. Problem number two, the needle spear is only dropped. And this is my first purple, well, plagued needle spear I've gotten since I played this game. I have 300 hours in this game. Over 300 hours. This is the first plagued needle spear that I got. I probably got another one. I'm not too sure, but I usually do not sell purple gear. I always, my thing that I do with this game is I take the runes out of blue gear and I storage all the purple gear, and I sell blue armor mostly. So that's how I get most of my money. Sell blue armor, rune out the blue gear, and I have a whole house full of just runes. I keep every rune or every weapon. It doesn't matter how many times I have it, I keep them. And then I sell rings that I have that I don't have. If I have five, more than five, I sell them. Even though I don't need more than five, but just keep them just because. All right, so that's the other thing. So this is the first plagued one I got. The other one I had added some runes to it. And this one I added runes to this one. This one's definitely stronger. The build up is a lot better. I don't know why or how, but it just is. So the needle spear comes with damage surge naturally. I added ice throw because I'll get one, the frost build up, two, it'll increase my fire damage, and then I have the basic attack with the cold damage infusion. The reason I use the gem over using the actual cold infusion is because it's better off to use the gem for these things than to use the cold infusion on a line if it's other than using like physical damage increased, and if you're using physical damage increase, you don't need cold infusion anyway. It doesn't stack. Or lifesteal gem, it doesn't make sense to use the cold damage infusion, to me personally. All right, so the one-handed spear, needle spear, is the best weapon that works with the bow. When you're using a bow, like I said, you want to have the other offhand or the main hand weapon scale with the bow, because it makes no sense to use an offhand weapon that doesn't scale and you're wasting potential damage that you could be dealing when you need to build focus. yeah, you wanna attack with the bow, but what's the point of attacking to build focus when you're barely doing any damage? So you but oh, I kill him with the bow. Stupid. Don't want to waste the time, especially when you deal with a boss. Right? You still want to deal damage when you're attacking. So make sure when you're using a bow, if your bow is part of the kit and you're planning on using it, and it's not just a stat stick, the main hand should scale with it. If the bow's a stat stick, no one cares. Do whatever you want. Keep it off the side. Don't whatever. But I always feel that if you're using a bow or you plan on using a bow in your combat, these two weapons should always scale together. All right. So now on to the gear, the other gear, the armor pieces, right? So with armor pieces, I have the Mudstalker set. I have the hood, the pants. I mean, not the pants, the armor and the gloves. I do not have the pants. The pants do not match. But hey, my character has brown pants and brown boots. They kind of match. They look cool, so I kept them together. The Conjurer's trousers. All right. So on the top two pieces, I have max health decrease as a negative for both, because on the main helmet, I have focus cost decreased at low health. And then on this one, I have damage taken at low health. So I get closer to low health, get, more damage or less damage taken, and I get focus cost decrease. And they're not based off durability. So my character is going to be a constant thing. And on the bottom one, I have the unrepairable indestructible for both the gloves and the pants, and they have the damage taken based off durability. So these are going to be stagnant. They're going to stay the same all the time. So pretty much my damage is going to be 20% for sure, and then I got another 25%, and then get focus cost decrease. And then I have focus cost decrease after staggering an enemy for 6 seconds. So at the best, I can probably get about 70% focus cost decrease, which is a good build, good outcome. And then I have the enemy armor decreased. I need to exalt it. It is very it's only 25% out of the 50 that's potentially I have, and that frozen armor decreased works well with, after a frozen, you hit them with evasive shot. Now, be aware of your surroundings when you're using it, because you can fall off a stage, like I said. But evasive shot does a lot of damage on a frozen target with this combination, because it does not have any elemental infusion on it. If you do fire damage on it, it doesn't work as well. Evasive shot works. So evasive shot is pretty much the shatter skill for this build, and it doesn't cost that much focus because of the decrease. And then if you're engaged in combat, you're most likely took some hits, but if you did it, you gain some stamina on the damage dodge, and you get some, stamina, damage dodge, and then I think I also get stamina cost decreased at low health too. So if you're low health and you damage dodge, you get some more stamina. Now the rings. I know Ring of Determination is a common thing that people like to use in builds. I do use them. I have them on a lot of my other archer builds. Some people say it's OP. I don't think it's too OP for archers. Maybe for mages, because mages do a lot of damage. But for the archers, it's definitely necessary, since we don't have a way to attack, and there's no reason. Like, at least the wands and stuff have a good combo if you want to use those to attack. Most of them have some good combat things, but if you really want to just attack with a arrow, you can't. You have to you're forced into pure melee with another weapon that's not part of the skill that you need to do. You have to use the main hand. So I use the swap health for max focus, and the reason I use that, because you get more focus per point invested, then you get more per health invested. And that is the reason why I use it. So I think you get about 10 points per point. And then there is no ring that increases max HP. The only ring that even says anything about HP is the one that increases lifesteal and you lose 20% HP. So don't care about that. So I use my Band of Calmness, so I get my max focus increase and I get focus gain increase. And with the spear, I get a lot of focus increase because they have a rapid attack on the base attack, which is very good. And then I use the agility ring because I definitely tend to use a lot of the same rings on all my builds. Over this build, I kind of wanted to do a little bit different, and I use the agility ring. I actually do use this ring on another build, but it's different. It's very melee heavy and melee focused. This one doesn't really need the attack stamina cost decrease that much. Definitely benefits. But yeah, and being that I'm an archer per se, I do want a little bit more movement speed, so I use this ring. Right. So as far as this build goes, this is what I have for it, and it's pretty good. If there's some things I would change on this build, I would probably add on the glove maybe physical damage, so the evasive shot could even do more damage, and on top of the enemy armor damage, so that would be a very strong finisher. I don't know what I would take off yet. I'll probably take off the focus gain since I have the focus gain on the ring. Probably on the pants, I think they have a movement speed after kill. I probably would do that, but I don't think we really need that much more movement speed after that. If I was pure archer, I definitely have that in my pure archer builds. After kill, movement speed increase, or kill, movement speed increase work better because I'm constantly away from the foes, from the enemies. For this build, I still need to get close so I can get into them faster. That could work too, but I don't really think I need it. Stamina is definitely more beneficial to the build than movement speed. If I was to do anything on this one, no, I'll keep it fine. Everything else is perfect on this build. And I would say the same thing for this. The focus cost decrease after staggering. I might change that off, but I couldn't find anything else better because this build doesn't stagger that much, because stagger does not equate to freeze. You definitely freeze before you stagger. So I think it's probably a wasted stat for this one. Maybe if anyone knows anything else I could put on that, I could probably switch it out. I don't know what else I want to put on there, but yeah. So far, that is what I have. I'm not a very good poster, so I'll probably post another video of me just playing the build after, because I'm not good with the editing. I never really edit a video. I'll probably learn about it a little bit later if someone else asks me more about making any other build videos. I do have a bunch of builds in this game, so that's it. So sorry for you guys staring at this screen the whole time. It was the best I could possibly do. I recorded the video a few times, honestly, and yeah, it was I felt like I was doing a little bit too much. So let me know. I'll definitely try to post a short 1 minute, 2 minute video, or a 3 minute video of me just playing the build to show you, but it's going to be a separate video because I'm lazy and I don't know how to edit videos. I have no editing software, and I'll probably research it if people are watching my videos more and asking questions about my builds more, and then if that happens, I'll learn some video editing software and do a little better. No rest for the wicked, for the win. Have a good night, guys.